Hello, and welcome to the second part of this series. In this part, we will be focusing on the anti-cheat development side of this issue, and we will be taking a look at the community-made project that is meant to detect cheated plays and catch blatant cheating with a lot more features coming in the future. If you haven't checked out the first video in this series, I would recommend you watch it before moving on, however it is not necessary. With that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get to it. The project I will be talking about today is called Circle Guard, and it was established by a guy named Travis and a community development team compiled of 3 people, along with a lot of community contributors. Today I will be reading out the answers from a Discord entry I did with Travis Tybug, who is also a developer for Circle Guard. Now, if you kept up with the recent events regarding Travis, you would know that he was caught cheating after being restricted for the same reason 4 years prior. Now, before you call Travis out for making a cheat detection tool after cheating himself, I covered that in the interview as well, and I will get to it. The first thing I asked Travis was, what exactly is Circle Guard? Since I wanted him to describe it to me in his own words and set up a proper definition. He said that Circle Guard is a cheat detection tool that has a current purpose of catching blatant cheaters in OSU, whether it be completely stealing someone else's replay or stealing a part of it. Circle Guard can detect both of those, and they have plans to use other ways of detection in the future. Afterwards, I asked him about his OSU history, more specifically his restrictions, and how can we gain trust in someone who cheated on OSU to create a cheat detection tool that won't be biased towards a cheat that perhaps he might have used or something along those lines. He said that he originally got restricted in 2015 after impulsively cheating a score on a farm map out of frustration. And due to him setting up his cheats wrong, he got banned within 2 minutes of setting the score. After being restricted for 2 years, he got unbanned, came back, and played for a year before getting bored of the meta, as he wasn't able to keep up with it in order to maintain his rank, and he felt like he wasn't going anywhere anymore. As OSU was an escape from IRL issues, which is something a lot of us end up doing, a lot of the time unknowingly, and seeing himself not being able to improve and decaying in rank, he started craving for the feeling of improving, although this time he would not improve the way one might think. He started cheating again and ended up doing so for 6 months, feeling guilty but also kind of excited every time he would submit a new cheated play. He fully regrets that he cheated and he feels like he was blinded by his own selfishness, along with poor judgment and foolish behavior. In September of 2018, he started working on what would become Circle Guard after seeing a top 100 player get restricted for stealing a replay. He was really surprised on how it went unnoticed for a really long time, especially since the score was set on a really popular map. It made him think about how many high-ranked people get away with these types of actions, blatantly cheating but going unnoticed for one reason or another, and he started brainstorming a simple way from replay cheating to get caught. It took him 2 days to get the first proof of concept working, and after he created it, he kept it to himself and stopped working on it for a while as the winter holidays came around. But in January of 2019, when he admitted to cheating, he revealed that he was working on his replay comparer project, and he asked in his restriction thread if there were people interested in his project. 2 people replied, those being Tybug, which is the creator and maintainer of r/OSU Reports report bot, and Sam. They created a Discord server and got to work. So how do we trust him? He said that this isn't his project anymore. It has turned into a community project that has prominent figures from Reddit's r/OSU Report community helping in discussions and helping with development. The project is also open source, which means that anyone can take a look at its code, and all of the development discussion is out in public view. He also mentioned that being biased towards cheats would mean that they have some sort of an agreement with the cheat developer, and if you saw the last video in my series, you would know the attitude that the cheat developer has towards the Circle Guard project. Travis also mentioned that him getting restricted doesn't have anything to do with him starting the project, as he already started working on it prior to his restriction, but it allowed him to meet some brilliant people that helped him turn Circle Guard into what it is today. After reading this, I asked him how does he find motivation to do this, and how can the community help and engage themselves with the project. His main motivation was the fact that Osu is plagued with cheaters, and as with any competitive game he felt that something should be done to preserve the game that you all care about. As for the community help and engagement, he said that the best way to engage ourselves with the project is to check out their GitHub page and join their Discord server, and those will be linked in the description. They have tutorials on how to use the program, as well as a way to directly report cheaters to the Osu staff. You can check leaderboards, report bugs, help with development if you have a programming/mathematics knowledge, etc. Travis was proud to bring up that in the first couple of days of the project being public, they found over 100 cheaters just by checking the leaderboards of popular maps, and that a shocking amount of them were high ranked. I felt that some of the statements that the cheat developer made in the last episode needed to be addressed by the Circle Guard team, so I asked them about their thoughts on Osu being open sourced and the cheaters saying that it helps them secure their cheats better. Now Travis has spoken for the most of the interview while consulting with Tybug and Sam, but Tybug had something he wanted to say himself here. Tybug said that Osu didn't have an anti-cheat for years, and that the move to open source didn't do anything to aid cheating. Cheats don't have anything to circumvent in the first place, and the only way that open sourcing could help them is with knowledge on edge cases like how Osu handles pixel perfect hits and such, but Tybug said that they already had that knowledge on that. Travis added onto that by saying that even when Osu was closed source, all of the same cheats that exist now existed back then as well, and Osu going open source only made it a little bit easier for people to multi-account, since the detections for multi-accounting were detected. The last thing he mentioned is that there isn't such a thing as a perfect cheat, and that all cheats are detectable, and that there is a huge amount of cheating programs that the majority of the cheating user base uses that are coded poorly. One of the last things I asked them is whether Pepe has noticed their work, and what are the end goals for the Circle Guard team. And yeah, Pepe reached out to the Circle Guard team, and they are working on integrating Circle Guard into Osu. They are also working with staff and have a direct line for reports that lead to fast and efficient restrictions. As for the end goals, Travis said that the end goal is to have a product which allows users and also developers to easily mass check leaderboards for cheats of all kinds in order to keep the game as fair as possible. Get rid of the days where cheaters stood undetected on the leaderboards for months or even years. And lastly, to let the community have more faith in players without the players having to go to extensive lengths to prove themselves to the community. Well, that has been it for this video. You will find links in the description to join the Circle Guard Discord, as well as a link to check out their GitHub page. This also marks the end of this series, so if you liked this video, be sure to subscribe for more content like this, and I hope to see you next time.